What's going on, guys? It's Coach Noob back in the building with another one. As usual, it's going to be jam packed full of jewels. And your time is always appreciated because you can be doing anything but you hear me checking out these reviews. Hey, this one's another wild one, too, man. It's about a man who got executed for the murder of his wife and two sons. Let's get to it.
At 10:32, they did turn the lights off. The speakers came on, and they opened the curtains with a clear.
Hey, mental health, physical health, spiritual health, decision making, bro. You know what I'm saying? And this dude ain't here no more, man, because of the decisions that he made prior to leading up to the situation that he got himself in, bro, which was, saying murdering his wife and her two sons, bro. And, like I always talk about, man, avoid all the shit, bro. Just do what you gotta do, man. Even, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's your wife and you done put time in and you done spent all this money and you done did all this and that. And real ones just dip out of there, bro, and leave everything for real though. Like, I don't care about that. You know what I'm saying? All the money or whatever, because you know you can get that back, man. You know you can make more. You know you could do better. If you knew better, you do better. You know what I'm saying? Like, just avoid all of the nonsense, bro. If it's gonna lead up to this, you see the bed up there, bro. It's really people on there, man, and a lot of people just get time for going to jail for murder or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And in this in this particular case, he got the death sentence, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Horizontal view into the execution chamber, we observed Smith lying restrained on a gurney, 3 IVs in place, and his hands and feet covered. He was asked if he had any final words and spoke for about 3 minutes, repeatedly maintaining his innocence and blaming the governor for allowing the execution to move forward. And then
Hey, he blamed the governor. You know what I'm saying? For his execution, he maintained his innocence throughout the whole thing. If he may or may not have been innocent, though, you know what I'm saying? But because we know a lot of people get found guilty and they are innocent for a lot of things they do, and the best way to avoid that is from fighting and arguing, which you know what I'm saying can get you even put in the jam, bro. Arguing with your woman, bro, doing shit that you wouldn't normally do just because you are in your feelings, man. And being in your feelings always leads to making decisions that aren't the best for you, that aren't the best for your kids, they aren't the best for your family and friends. You know what I'm saying? Because when you really do something and it leads up to you being in jail, man, it's a burden on everybody else too, as well as yourself, man. Cause you know what I'm saying. What if you don't got no commissary or nothing like that? Then you gotta have people go out their way to see you commissary and all of that, and you know what I'm saying. You gotta depend on other people outside instead of just doing what you have to do in the first place, bro. Which is thinking about your thoughts, metacognition, like I talked about on these other videos, and keeping yourself out of these type of situations by not being in your feelings, so you don't make irrational and illogical decisions, and ultimately thinking about the decision that you're about to make and how it's going to affect you first of all, and then affect everybody else after you make the decision, and longevity, like what's going to happen in the long run, and things of that nature, bro.
he said, "We have more men waiting to die at Riverbend. I won't be the first, and I won't be the last." History was made in that room. It marked the first time a spiritual advisor was present in Tennessee's execution chamber. Smith and the advisor conversed, and she continued to read scripture after they stopped speaking. That's when he said twice, Very faintly. I didn't kill her. I didn't kill her.
And again, bro, it's a lot of people out there that don't do shit, and you end up putting yourself in these kind of situations, man. Very rarely does it happen where you're not doing nothing, and then you end up in this kind of situation, man. You had to be doing something, bro, and that's why it's so important to think about it, man. And this is just one woman, bro, that you felt like she got you out of your feelings to the point where you had to react like that. And in reality, it was you that got yourself to feel that kind of way, to do whatever you did to react to that situation, man. And then take it overboard with murdering the two boys, bro. Like, you just weren't thinking. And, you know, it's a sad thing that it had to happen like that. But, you know what I'm saying? That's why everybody has free will. And I'll talk about that too. Free will is the ability to do whatever you want to do, whenever you want to do it, however you want to do it, man. Some people have more discipline than others. And today it showed, though. Like, he didn't have any discipline. He wasn't thinking about himself. He wasn't thinking about anybody else. And you see that here.
None of the witnesses could tell exactly when the pentobarbital was administered, but breathing slowed within minutes of that conversation. No noticeable movement, no struggle, just silence.
And is that how you really want to go out, though, bro? A whole bunch of people watching you get the death penalty, get administered with, sedatives, or get the chair getting electrocuted and shit like that, bro. I think not, man.
That little hole in the wall opened, and someone placed a rock outside. All of us are trying to figure out kind of what that rock meant. Some people are saying that's when all of the drugs were pushed through, or like when they started saline. We have no idea. 5 minutes.
It could have meant, what I'm saying, he was really solid and he really didn't do it. Who knows what the rock meant, man? But we all know that it's a code in jail, bro, and everybody, has to live by that, man. And whatever the rock meant, bro, that's what it was. I don't know what it means. You know what I'm saying? It's just my opinion on it. But yeah, it could have been avoided, bro.
Later, the curtains closed. The official time of death, 10:47 a.m. Smith was sentenced to death for killing his estranged wife, Judy Smith, and her two teenage sons, Chad and Jason Burnett, inside their Nashville home on Ludi Drive back in 1989.
And this shit happened in 1989, bro. And they executed it in 2025, all that time. So he was sitting in there the whole time, probably trying to appeal, trying to fight it or whatever. And then, like he said in his statement, he's not the first, and he's not going to be the last, bro. And it's a sad thing that he even had to say that, because all you got to do is pay attention to what you're doing, and when it comes to women, man, know how to deal with them, bro. Know what kind of woman you're dealing with. Know how much you could put up with. Because at the end of the day, all women are crazy. It's just what level of crazy that you can deal with, for real, man. And if you can't deal with her level of craziness, if you're not going to be able to handle that, if you know you're going to snap out, hey, move around from that, bro. Get up out of there, man.
I miss the sound of Judy's voice. I know my brother does as well. On the other end of the phone, we missed the excitement of planning Chad's driving lessons, and we missed the pure joy of hearing Jason's laughter.
The victim's family waiting decades to close this final chapter.
No. They waited decades for that, bro. And what if he really didn't do it, man? And nobody will ever really know, you know what I'm saying, unless it get overturned or something like that. For, what it is, bro, just keep yourself out of stuff like that, man. So you don't even have to go through anything like that, even being put in jail, even have to wait decades and go go through whatever you got to go through, the appeals and the lawyers and all of that, bro. Because, you know what I'm saying? If you just put all that time and energy that you put into taking 3 lives, instead of doing that, put that time and energy into yourself, bro. That's all the extra time and energy in the world that you got to do, you know what I'm saying, something positive for yourself and come up and, you know what I'm saying, not even have to worry about nothing like that, man.
One should have to live in fear like our sister did, and no family should have to endure a loss like ours.
There's a total of 45 inmates on death row here in the state of Tennessee, with 2 other executions scheduled for this year. The next one happening in August for Byron Black. In Nashville, I'm Madeline Nolan reporting.
And you see the world keep on going, with or without you, bro. They still moving forward with executions and things like that, man. And, you know, we don't know what they did or if they innocent or something like that, man. But like I've been saying, bro, just, you know, have the mental health, bro, have the spiritual health, have the physical health, have the discipline, man, to govern yourself, bro. Keep yourself out of trouble so you don't have to do nothing like that, bro. And you know what kind of woman you're dealing with at the end of the day. So, you know what level of craziness you got to deal with, bro. You know what you can handle. Have an outlet, because, you know, when you spend too much time with your woman, bro, it's something, you're bound to have a disagreement about something. That's just what it is, man. Either you're going to be working too much or you ain't going to be working enough. You know what I'm saying? It's always something. They're never satisfied. Hey, it's like this, bro. I heard somebody say this one time, bro. You know, God gave a woman everything and she still wasn't satisfied. She had to go change her hair, change her eyelashes, change her nails, change her ass, change her titties. You know, it's still not enough for them. So if God can't satisfy a woman, what do you think? Why do you think that you could satisfy a woman, bro? We talking about the creator, man. If the creator couldn't satisfy a woman, you don't stand a chance, man. You know what I'm saying? So just know what you can put up with, know what you can, you know, deal with and handle, bro, and move accordingly, man. But anyway, it's Coach Noob. Like, share, comment, subscribe if you're digging this kind of content. And your time is always appreciated, because you could be doing anything but you hear me checking out these reviews. And I do appreciate the comments, man. A lot of people make positive comments and stuff like that on there, bro. And, you know, some people, they put negative comments on there. But like I said, man, it's what you put your time and energy into, bro. So I don't even worry about like the negative comments and stuff, man. Like, I ain't tripping, bro. And yeah, I'm gonna keep going, doing my thing, man. And, you know, all the subscribers, you know, I appreciate you. And I just really like doing this. Like I said in the previous video, man. Yeah, I still, you know, work, hustle, all of that, bro. But, you know, you still got to make time for, you know, what your passion is. So, and, you know, your hobbies and stuff like that, man. So it doesn't really feel like work, you know, because it's not. It's just something I like to do. But anyways, man, until next time, I'm out.